Here we go. Group vocals. Okay, this is the take. This is the one. We got Broadway memories in the air. From the Seafair in Seattle to the Rosefest Fair. Stopping at honky tonks with all my dreams to share. On Fifth Avenue, freedom's everywhere. On Fifth Avenue, freedom's everywhere. In the air. From the Seafair in Seattle to the Rosefest Fair. Stopping at honky tonks with all my dreams to share. On Fifth Avenue, freedom's everywhere. Welcome to Fasting Made Easy with Johnny Brento. You will note that I was coming out of a breakfast place. Well, it's actually a all meals place, Parkway, where I had a delicious pancake covered in fresh blueberries, which we actually went and got straight from the farm earlier this week. That was great, and I actually cut way back on the amount I ate. I only had like a couple bites of my omelet. I have like a 24-year-old son, so there's never any wasted food between him, my multiple pets. Anything I don't eat now because of the smaller stomach size, I am able to take back to them. So in this case, somebody brought me Korean food, which I love, of course, a couple days ago. I didn't know about it, so I didn't, I had my own lunch plans or whatever. And I have that in the fridge, and I think it's bulgogi or bibimbap or something like that keeps in the fridge okay for a couple days. So I'm gonna have that for lunch. And I typically don't do an early breakfast, but today, actually, Nancy was really hungry, and it just so happened that I stopped eating at 12 yesterday, around 12. So I had a really fulfilling lunch after a 23-hour fast and a workout. I had the kimchi steak at Thai Spice. Can't say enough about that. It's a hand-cut ribeye, which means a little more fat usually when they're hand-cut, which makes them freaking delicious. And had that it comes with a little rice and some vegetables, and that was so good, y'all. I mean, that was just so good. I pretty much just had to that would slap your mama good, really. I was so satiated at the end of that. I thought, man, I'm gonna have something else. I did have a blueberry protein smoothie. Anything under 50 grams when I'm dirty fasting like I am right now, if it's under 50 grams and that's all I have, I won't restart the fast sometimes. So technically, maybe this was more like a 16-hour fast or whatever, but I mean, I had 19.5 hours on my clock when I had my breakfast today, so I know that it's going to be, acceptable and past the minimum. Of course, the longer that you fast, the bigger benefits you got, but I did do a 23.5-hour fast with no cheats at all yesterday, so and a really hard workout, so I felt like that was permissible. Something else I've started doing for those of you that find it really hard to go all night without anything, like for example, I didn't have a morsel yesterday from say 2 o'clock till I was pretty busy. I went and did some music. I had 2 clients and for massage, and I was getting a little bit, not so much like physically hungry, but like emotionally hungry. So another one of the cheats, along with sugar-free ices, which practically no calories in that. I keep like a gallon of that at all times there, so I can just get a scoop or something if I just need something to, make me feel like I've had something, even though there's no real caloric value there. Last night I've started having like a chicken and stars soup, so that's about 50 calories. I mean, it's just a couple tiny little stars of pasta. You could ignore that and not eat it if you wanted, and like maybe 2 little tiny shreds of chicken. Just nothing substantial enough to really break you fast. I talked about this with Todd, the trainer, and I only make that distinction because I talk about my buddy Todd Britt once in a while too, but Todd Garman I'm talking about, and about how if you dirty fast, you it can keep you from like breaking and let you get to those longer distances, but you lose some of the ketogenic value, when you're trying to get into ketosis or whatever to get that Superman feeling, which you do get. And I mean, I get so much of that now. It doesn't matter if I get it or not, really. Like, I know I'm going to fast regardless. I think today is like 165 or something like that, consecutive days of intermittent fasting. But anyway, the little dirty fast will stop that. I will say it will. You won't get that buzz if you have anything like that, but you still get the calorie deficit. So there is always a benefit to fasting. And man, I just can't say enough about it. I just see all these people walking around morbidly obese, myself included, and I'm like, man, it doesn't have to be that way. And that's where I'm at right now. Just as a quick recap, what you saw earlier was Ron and me and Harrison doing sort of like gang chorus vocals on one of the songs we co-wrote with and for Ron called Fifth Avenue, about some of his time in the Navy out west. Really cool stuff, man. Kind of funny that we're now making a Ron Vigil only album after making the project for his brothers, using like just all of the tools at our disposal to make it sound amazing. We're really proud of that work. It's going to be coming out soon on all your streaming platforms. Of course, we'll make an announcement about it. But Ron's been my friend, and I've done work for him and stuff for, gosh, going on about 9 years now. And it's really cool to see him sort of break out of this idea that he can't be a singer. Just goes to show, you just got to have the right producer, baby.